So it actually happened. Chivalry 2 has been announced, and I am actually not surprised. Well, not that I'm not surprised. I'm surprised, but I'm not excited for it. Well, I am excited to a degree, but I'm also disappointed to another degree. During the PC show thingy on E3, they revealed Chivalry 2 and talked a little bit about it. Now, the one thing that really surprised me is that they've only gone to 64 players on a server. I thought they said they had increased this. I mean, Chivalry 1, you didn't have 64 players, or did you? I don't remember. I think you could do 64 in custom servers, or it was normally 32, I believe it was. Or 16 versus 16, yeah. But the one thing that is a bit disappointing here is that they talked about the swordplay in the way that it's gonna be more arcadey, easier to pick up, and they said that, you know, instead of having long drawn-out animations, they'd be a little bit more snappy and more equivalent to swimming with both hands in use, so you can like fight 1-on-4 people a lot easier than, you know, what you could before. And this is a bit surprising to me, because Mordhau does multiple, like, you still have to do drawn-out animations, but you can be so good by utilizing your positioning, where you're looking, how you're swinging, what attack you're using to attack multiple people, keep them on their guard. Chivalry 2 looks more like they went back to the Call of Duty drawboard, called up Activision and be like, how do we make a more arcadey medieval fighting game? And Activision said, well, just make it more snappy. And now they're making it more snappy, and some of the gameplay that was in this trailer, I assume it was gameplay because is in first person, it looks very weird. It doesn't look like, you know, a sword connecting into armor. It's more like cling and back to blocking, cling, blah. You know, for example, in Mordhau, you go through them, and in the old Chivalry, you also go through them. I must say though, I'm kind of tempted to get this game in the way of, I want to be playing, you know, for the order. That was fun. I mean, Chivalry was a good game, don't get me wrong, but it just seems a bit weird on how they're doing things. It doesn't look as smooth anymore, and that, you know, that matters a lot. They will have the typical, you know, objective mode they had before, so you could do sieges and stuff, which they've already done in Chivalry 1. I'm just a bit surprised on how this game has turned out and how it looks. I mean, I don't know if I'm excited or not, but at least it's another game. I do think Mordhau, though, will probably keep my vote because it is on Steam. Chivalry 2 is a Epic game exclusive. I mean, lovely, right? Also, we're gonna quickly go through the Q&A here at the end of the video. So if you are done with my impressions of it, then thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Right. The Q&A. Apparently, one of their bullet points is massive scale, 64 players in a sprawling multi-stage team objective maps, complete with epic castle sieges, forest ambushes, and good old medieval pillaging. And the next bullet point, next gen visual leap, AAA presentation, Unreal Engine 4. Wow, it's probably totally not sponsored by Unreal, or Epic, should I say. Revamped combat system, all new combat moves, a witty and physical animation system, a new, faster and more natural combat flow. Re-established the Chivalry franchise as the best melee combat system ever made. Ooh, that's a spicy pepper. I mean, in my opinion, I think the most advanced and best melee combat system I've ever seen is Mordhau. You can chamber so both people hit directly, and it's like a constant sword clash, and that is sick. And you can block, you can feint, you can throw your pommel off the goddamn sword you're holding. And some of them. Let's go to the next one. Mounted combat. Forged with the same principles that built our melee combat system. Horses are intended not just for map travel and drive-bys, but are integrated part of the entire Chivalry 2 battlefield experience. Interesting, so now we have Humvees in the medieval times. I mean horses. Expanded sandbox. Battlefields are littered with things to interact with. Grab a chicken, set it on fire, throw it, catapult a corpse across the field. Improvise new fighting style with pitchforks or tomatoes. I mean, I do like that you can pick up things from the map, which you can also do in Mordhau. And I mean, the chicken thing is probably going to be the best thing in the game. Most likely. It sounds a little bit like how... never mind. Enhanced player expression. What fun is stabbing without screaming? All new over-the-top characters and thousands of voice lines along with deep character customization provide incredible options for player creativity and role-playing. Now the interesting thing here is that I think Chivalry is sticking with their class-based combat, so you choose Archer, you can build around you know, archery, so you can choose some weapons, but you can't get any armor. It's not like Mordhau, where you basically have no classes and you can make whatever you want. And I feel like in certain scenarios, classes can be good and bad. I mean, classes are good because if you want a competitive multiplayer, it's easier with classes, because then you can know, okay, a knight has heavier hitting weapons, you'll have better armor, you'll take more, while like a man-at-arms will be lighter, but he'll have longer reaching weapons like spears, maybe like throwing stuff like fire pots. And then you have the vanguard, like a medium knight, which has some decent armor against archers, a little bit faster, more pole arms, pole axes, stuff like that. And then you have the archer, crossbows and longbows and shortbows. So that's the one thing that is good about it. But this customization is going to be interesting to do what that is, because they sort of had the same in Chivalry, where you could customize and change the look of your knight, but it didn't really change any values. Battered and bloodied. Keep fighting with missing limbs, or even if downed and gasping your last breath. Chivalry 2 is about feeling of survival against the odds, and if you do go down, the opportunity to make a glorious death, or to make it a glorious death. And this is something that I'm really looking forward to, because goddamn, I'm gonna bite off everyone's goddamn shins. You know, I have actually used a nail file to sharpen down my teeth, so if I go down, you goddamn bastards are losing your foot. Alright? I mean, it is a very cool thing, but they actually also have some answers to some direct questions. They're pretty long, drawn-out things about how you can, you know, how they talk about things. I'll leave the link to their website of their FAQ down in the description. So let's get on to this. What about the ballerina moves? Dragging exploits. If you don't know what ballerina moves is if you did an overhead and you crouched down, looked straight up, and there was a guy right behind you, you would instantly hit that person. They would not really have any chance to hit you, and you would see them like spin around and do really weird shit. And they said, right, we've fixed those. A major development focus for Chivalry 2 has been a complete rework of the animation and movement system to ensure that combat both looks and feels weighty and satisfying like a medieval game should. Very good answer. I feel like that's really nice to know that there's not gonna be fucking ballerina auditions in Chivalry 2. This is also a good one right here. Will there be mouse dragging? Yes, accelerating or slowing down your attacks by moving the mouse as you swing, simulating the torquing of your hips, remains as an important part of Chivalry 2. I mean, and that is pretty good. I mean, that makes sense as well, because dragging is, you know, you can put your enemies off instead of just being hit, block, hit, block, hit, block. Very nice. Good to know. We're gonna skip some of them, because we can't skip this one though. What are the teams? Mason Order. For the red and black, inspired by the virtuous strength, merit and dominance, the Mason Order has no respect for the weak and seek to crush any who oppose them. The Agatha Knights. For the blue and gold, the Agathian king are installed with a strong sense of loyalty, duty and honor, and believe themselves to be the rightful rulers of the land. Right, what's the maximum number of players? 64. Okay, now, voice commands. We're gonna have the developers. We don't want to talk about them too much. And one thing that is a bit interesting about this FAQ is that the answer, I don't know why they put this in here. It says, how long have you been working on Chivalry 2? Development began in spring of 2017. Now the reason why this is a bit interesting is because Mordhau was selling their game around this time already. And I think the pre-alpha beta status was getting out in 2018 at the time when you bought it in 2017. And this just seems like Tornbanner realized what people really wanted, because, I mean, Mordhau had a really successful Kickstarter, and, I mean, so far it's done really well, and that's awesome. I mean, I won't say that competition is bad, but I feel like Tornbanner here has... It's surprising that they started in 2017, which kinda shows that, well, it doesn't seem like they cared too much about Chivalry as a franchise until they got a kick in the ass, a little bit of inspiration. And the prize they haven't chosen yet, but it's gonna be an Epic Game Store exclusive. Oh. Anyways, it's something to look forward to at least. It's another game. I don't know if it's gonna come out on Steam. Hopefully it does. Anyways, I'll leave the links to Chivalry 2 in the description. You have seen this trailer probably in the background play over and over and over again, and some of the things. Anyways, I am the Turtle. If you like this video, put a like down below. Also, make sure to let me know in the comments what you think about Chivalry 2. Until the next video, hopefully we can subscribe and have notifications turned on. That would be lovely. Until then, I'm the Turtle. Bye bye.